Let me say something that might shock you. Most people don't fail because they didn't plan. They fail because they don't implement their plan. If you've ever started a year strong, wrote your goals down, felt excited and motivated, and somehow found yourself in the same place months later, then this episode is for you. Welcome to Limitless and Thriving, the podcast for professionals, founders, navigating change, building confidence, and creating growth in their careers, businesses, and personal lives. I'm your host, Ruki, and every week we'll have honest conversations, practical strategies, and real-life lessons to help you move from feeling stuck to living with clarity, structure, and purpose. Because thriving isn't luck, it's something you design, and let's design yours together. In this episode, we're going to be talking about why most people don't execute their plans or implement their plans even when they have all the right intention and genuinely want to change their lives. Most of the time, it's not because they're lazy, it's not because they're not intelligent, and it's not because they don't have potentials, but it's because they're missing a few key things that make execution inevitable. This episode is for you if you keep writing goals but you struggle to stay consistent, you start strong and then you disappear, you are overwhelmed by everything you need to do, you feel like you're doing a whole lot but nothing is actually moving, you are tired of restarting every week, every month, every year, and you're ready to stop being the person who just plans. You plan to change, to lose weight every month, every week, every year. You plan to change your career, move to a higher paying role every week, every year, or whatever it is your plans might be. You just find yourself having and recycling the same set of goals year on year. Let me compare this to something that we all understand. Planning your goals without execution is like saving a recipe on Instagram from your favorite influencer, buying ingredients, arranging everything nicely, and then never cooking the meal. I don't know if that happens to you, where you end up buying recipes upon recipes, but you end up throwing them all in the bin. The kitchen looks prepared, the ingredients are all there, but nothing is served because you can't eat intention, you eat results. That's exactly how many people treat their goals. They so much fantasize, with the end results, but they do not do the work. And I'm not speaking from a place of theory. I've lived this. There were seasons I had the vision very clearly. I knew what I wanted to build. I knew what I wanted to become. I even had the notes, the plans, and even the ideas. But I wasn't moving the way I needed to move. And the reason wasn't laziness. The reason that I was overwhelmed. I was trying to do too much all at once. I was carrying too many priorities, and I was waiting to feel ready for each of the stages. And one day, I realized something. Life doesn't reward people who are always preparing. Life rewards people who implement. That shift changed everything for me, because the moment I stopped chasing motivation and started building structure and systems, execution became easier. So here's what I promise to you. By the end of this episode, you walk away with the reasons your execution is failing, the mindset shifts that you need to make that will make actions easier, and a simple execution system you can apply immediately even if you are busy. So this is not an episode to just listen to, it's an episode to use. So let's get right into it. Why do people not execute their plans? Audio Jungle. Why people don't execute, and here is how you can fix it. Firstly, they mistake planning for progress. You can plan for 100 years, but the day change starts to happen is the day you start to act. It's the day you start to execute. It's the day you start to implement. Planning can feel like progress because it gives you the feeling of control. This is what I want to be. I want to be a Superman. I want to lose a few clothes sizes. You are even shopping against the new size. You want to shop, you see size 12 or size 10 that you want to drop to, and then you'll be like, no, I would have lost this amount of weight by the next time I want to wear it. But guess what? Those clothes are going to remain in your closet if you do not take the action you need to lose the weight first. So you write down the goals, you make the vision board, you list the steps you need to take. You even tell people, do you know I'm going to do this by so. Do you know I'm trying to lose weight? Oh, I'm trying to start a business. Oh, do you know I'm trying to do this? But planning is not the progress. Planning is just the roadmap. Execution is the journey itself. And some people keep drawing maps for years, but they never move. So what's the fix for this? After you plan, you ask yourself, what is that action I can take in the next 24 hours? It has to start immediately. You can't procrastinate. It can't start next month. It can't start next week. It has to start today. What's that action that I can take daily that is leading me to where I really want to be? What is that next action I can take? Not next week, not when life is calmer, not when my children are older, not when, I take all this off my plate first. In the next 24 hours, what is it I can start to do to help me achieve my goals? Another reason people set goals that do not become reality is because they set goals that don't match their real life. Some goals are not hard, they're just unrealistic. You are planning like someone who has no responsibilities, no stress, no distractions, no work schedule. But that's not your reality. You have a lot on your plate and your plan needs to look like what your life looks like. You have children, then you can't compare yourself to people who don't and want to do things exactly when they are doing it and compare their realities to yours. Real life is real life and there's really nothing you can do about it. When your goal doesn't match the season you are, it becomes a burden. So what's the fix for this? Stop building goals around your perfect life. You can't start losing weight when you move to that perfect house. You can't start losing weight or you can't start, doing content when your house is now aesthetically pleasing and you move to the 5-bedroom house you haven't even started saving for. Build goals around your real capacity. Even 2 focused hours weekly on whatever it is you plan to achieve can change the trajectory of your life if you do it consistently and don't give up. Another reason people don't execute their plans is because they try to execute all at once. This is really a big one. Many people don't lack ambition, they lack focus. You can't try to achieve everything all at once. They want to grow their career, they want to start a business, they want to build a brand, they want to get visibility, they want to get fit, they want to save money, they want to learn new skills, and they want to relocate and even heal emotionally, get married, do all of this at once. So they are busy, but they are not effective because they are not moving towards a lot of goals. Focus is very important. So if, for instance, you're trying to fill a pot, your goal is to fill 3 pots by the end of the year, and then you are filling the pots with little, and then you start filling 10 pots at the same time. If you start filling 10 pots, none of the pots will get full. However, if you focus your efforts on filling just 1 pot or filling 2 pots, you probably might have a full pot by the end of the year. So what am I trying to say? Focus and time management is very important. So what's the fix for this? Choose 1 main focus per quarter, because focus gives your execution speed. Another reason why people struggle to achieve their goals or to execute their plans is because they rely on motivation instead of structure. What's the mood like? I'm in a good mood today, so I'm going to record videos. Oh, I'm in a good mood today, I'm going to do some exercise. Good mood today, I'm going to take a course or watch some videos to learn. Motivation is actually beautiful, but motivation is not dependable. Motivation is the reason why you see that the energy is always up in January, and a lot of people lose that steam during the course of the year. Motivation is just a feeling, but a feeling is not going to help you achieve your goal because feelings change. Some days you're in a good mood, other days you're not. But imagine a situation where you've written it down that I want to read for 1 hour per day. I want to take a walk for 1 hour per day, regardless of your mood. You owe yourself. You have that a sense of depth to do whatever it is you've created a structure and system to do consistently. Structure is what carries you when motivation disappears, because structure is what says, this is what I do even when I don't feel like it. And that is what structure should feel like. And what's the fix for this? Create a weekly execution rhythm. Instead of saying, I will do this year, I will lose weight this year, How much work do you want to do? How much jogging do you want to do per day, per week? How much of exercise do you want to do? Or, I want to transition to a new career. Where do you start from? What do you want to do day on day? How much of hours of courses do you want to watch? Or, I want to start a business. What exactly do you need to be doing per day towards starting a business? What are you supposed to focus on in this quarter? Another reason why a lot of people plan and don't execute is because of the fear of doing it imperfectly. Let's talk about the silent killer of execution, perfectionism. You want to be 100% perfect, even as a new beginner of, that activity, even as someone, starting again, even as someone starting something new. Some people don't execute because they are afraid. They're afraid of failing. They're afraid of being judged. They're afraid of doing it wrong. They're afraid of starting and it not working. So they delay. And delay starts looking like planning, but it's actually fair. Start messy. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start. It doesn't have to look perfect. You don't have to get it all right. You figure it out as, you proceed, and clarity would also come as you progress. So start small, start imperfectly, because the first version is not meant to be perfect. It's just meant to exist. Another reason why people struggle to execute their plans is because they don't have accountability or support. A lot of people don't execute because they're trying to carry all the big goals alone. And the truth is, some goals require community, some require mentorship, some require structure outside of your own willpower, because life will test you. And when you are alone, it's easier to quit quietly. But when you're watching others around you, you're in an environment that encourages and enables you, it's easier to stay on course. So what's the fix for this? Tell someone, join a room, join a community, join a boot camp, for instance, if you're trying to transition your careers. Get a coach, get a mentor, get accountability. Put yourself in an environment where execution is normal. So here's your quick reset moment. If you've been beating yourself up, please stop. You're not lazy, you're not behind, you are not incapable, you're just missing the system that makes execution automatic. So here's your limitless move for this week. The 7-day execution challenge. Pick one goal you've been delaying. Now choose one action you will take for 7 days straight. Keep it small, keep it simple, keep it repeatable, because execution is not built by big motivation. Execution is built by small discipline, and by the end of the 7 days, you will have the momentum to continue. So if you've ever wondered why you keep starting and stopping, now you know. Planning is not your problem. Execution is. And the good news is execution is a skill. It can be learned, it can be built, and it can be strengthened over time. So thank you for listening to Limitless and Thriving today. If this episode helped you, share it with someone who you know would also benefit from this. You don't need a new year, you only need a new system. The plan is not the breakthrough, your implementation is. And you are 1 week of consistency away from a different and more fulfilling life. My name remains Rukayat Alabi, also known as Ricky, and I am your host on Limitless and Thriving. If you are yet to subscribe to this podcast, make sure you subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until then, bye and stay executing.
Audio Jungle.